Okay, great.
Okay, welcome again to our practitioner clearing meeting. This time with Janet Harris. Thank you very much, Janet.
Oh, thank
Thank you
you.
very
Thank
much
you. Thanks
to
for
join us.
continuing this. Thanks for continuing to do this. Vivian and I were talking before, and I have always considered myself a practitioner. I think that anyone that practices this work is a practitioner. So uh, you are all, in my eyes, you know, practitioners. That's here in the States, we call doctors and dentists, we call them practitioners. So I find it being anyone practicing something is a practitioner. So here we are. I would like to, and I know that people are going to be hearing this later, and I would like them also, when they hear it, to drop into a meditation. We're going to be doing a whole world meditation tonight. And that was definitely spirit directed, because I have a lot of them to choose from, and I kept getting directed back to, nope, we're doing the whole world. This is the 3-month anniversary of Russia messing with Ukraine. We've got the fires going on, yeah, we need to open up our heart to the whole world. So here we go. Okay, so I'm going to have everyone just close your eyes, sit back in your chairs, take a nice cleansing breath, and slow it down. Just let yourself luxuriate in breathing. I'm going to ask everyone to focus on their heart chakra, to focus on their hearts. And I want you to bring unconditional love into your heart. And first and foremost, we're bringing unconditional love for ourselves. And we say, Spirit and we are one, we work as a team. And we breathe and we feel this collective consciousness, fourth chakra, beautiful heart space. And let's drop in again to the radiant energy coming out of our hearts. And just allow yourself to feel it in our small group. Just feel the heart-to-heart connection here. Spirit and we are one. We all work as a team. We ask to be clear and neutral. And we're breathing. I'm going to ask Spirit to direct and open us up to all the other beings on the planet at this very moment that are in prayer, that are in meditation, that are holding good, loving, kind, wonderful, healing thoughts for themselves and for the world. And just let yourself, just open that up and let yourself feel what you feel. Some of you are opening up your sixth chakra. So I know that you are seeing what you see, and I support that completely. So some of us now, all of us are seeing what we see in that sixth chakra, feeling what we feel in our heart chakra. And we're breathing deeply into our feet. So I want us all to stay grounded. And right now I'm being directed to clear all of our councils and our committees, all the helper beings that have helped us throughout all of our lives, all the helper beings on the planet, the seen, the unseen helper beings. And while we are here, while we are resonating, I want you to notice what you notice, feel what you feel. Some of you may be noting colors. Hearing your own prayers. Spirit, we know that there is turbulence right now on the planet. And we have connected with all of the beings that are here holding the highest frequency of pure consciousness, holding gentleness and kindness and unconditional love. Okay. And at this point in time, there are many non-incarnate beings that also want to move on. They no longer want to be on the earth plane. And so with this group connection and pure consciousness, we ask that all the discarnates, non-incarnate beings that need a clearing be cleared, educated, and released to their own origins of unconditional love, whole, washed, and purified through the light of Source. And we give thanks for that. Spirit, we're asking now for divine guidance to be given to all of those beings that are in body. We're also asking for divine guidance for the sentient energy of fire. And let's bring calmness. Let's bring calmness and peace and neutrality and clarity to any humans walking on the planet that feel hopeless, to any sentient beings that feel hopeless. And we give thanks to all of those that have helped us. We give thanks to each other for holding each other in each other's hearts. And we come back into the rooms that we're sitting in. And don't just open your eyes into the camera. I want you to take moments. I want you to take some time. I want you to breathe, and I want us all to look down at our physical bodies. And take your time and just come back in to the meeting. Whole, washed, and purified through the light of Source. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone's helper beings. Okay. Okay, so here we are. And the topic, did people get the handout? Viviana, were you able, can you send out the handout to these people that are here?
Yes, if you please can send me your emails, I can send it to you right now.
Okay. All
You
right.
can type it on the chat box.
Okay. So I'm going to talk today about energetic payoffs, energetic benefits, and contracts. And this is a class that I taught in February, and it was well received. And so I thought everybody would like to learn about this, because I find that sometimes things don't clear. I find that sometimes something that I really think should be cleared or would be cleared or is cleared, and Spirit said it's cleared, it's cleared. But I said, okay, am I getting a payoff for it not being cleared? Is there an energetic payoff for me to not be able to clear this person, or not be able to clear this desire, or not be able to clear this wish? So sometimes we have energetic payoffs. Sometimes I have descriptions on here. I'm just going to read it since you don't have the thing, the paper. But what is a payoff? Let's say I'm having an argument with a friend, and I am sure that I am right, and I feel great in that moment, and I I just say, this is why it is like this, and this is what's happening and everything. And everyone around me knows I'm right. But then 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, I'm still arguing the cause. In my mind's eye, I'm still saying, well, I should have had blah, 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 or I should have been more satisfied, yada, yada. Anyway, it was a payoff. So when I ask myself or others to go back to the moment of payoff, I'm on chart 1, and I ask, how do I clear this payoff? How do I clear this hook? There's still a hook in me. There's still something that I wasn't able to let go of, even though, I was righteously correct. And this happens a lot with my clients. And we'll be talking, and they have an argument with their sister, their mother, their son, what have you. And you go in and you just start working with someone, and you just say, okay, so how did you benefit? How did I benefit from being right? And I ask Spirit, where is the benefit for me being right? Well, I can be directed to any chart, and just, you always follow the yellow brick road. You just follow the path that you are led on from chart 1, and you start unpacking what that benefit was. As soon as you do unpack it, or as soon as my client does, as soon as my client is able to go back to the payoff and find out why they were benefiting, why they're holding on to it, my pendulum will go into a swing that says no more. There's nothing more to clear. And the person feels settled, or I feel settled. And you can even ask then, is the payoff complete? Is the energy around that particular situation complete? And that's one of the things. Hey, Erica, good to see you. Okay. Follow where Spirit directs you. Okay. So a big thing that I do want to share with everyone when you are working with someone, and this is hard, this is something that we have to build on. We have to build on holding no thoughts. We have to build on just being blank. A person can tell me the most upsetting story, and we're going to be working on it. And when we go, and I always take them through a clearing verbally. I always take my clients through a verbal clearing, so that I can have that interaction, and I can feel them. I can feel their energy. And I am moving into no thought. I'm just moving into so neutral, being as neutral as you can possibly be before we begin the clearing. because the more neutral I am, the more I can listen to guidance, the more I can hear what is being told to me. Yeah. So any questions on the payoff, any question on that payoff? You'll see it a lot in families when you have the black sheep in the family, and one of the relatives will call me or say, I want a clearing for so and so, and I say, no, first we need to clear why you think so and so needs a clearing. You know, what is it that what is it that that person is holding for you? What benefit is that person holding for you? So if you have like the family alcoholic or the family person that marries 5 times, you always have someone that, well, at least I'm not that person, that we can just say, oh, well, whew, at least I'm not that, yeah, exactly. Just like so any questions on the payoff? Did I explain that well enough? Yeah, okay, good. Okay.
Did you, well, I have a question, because
is it Lauren? Hey, Lauren, go, Lauren.
Yeah, this is Lauren. I can put my finger jiggy on my dog might, whatever. Okay. If you can give an example of the beginning part, because I find sometimes, and I go back in and I'll ask like multiple times. And so when you talk about, clearing something and you get affirmation, I get affirmation, like, and the, infinite promise, guarantee that it's all been cleared and it won't come back. And yet, yes, yes, yes. And somehow it still hasn't cleared.
Right.
Like that the experience of the client or myself didn't quite totally go away.
Right.
So in that example, then what would be the payoff?
Yeah. Yeah, because that, and does not just make you curious, just even to use that word. So let's see. Let me see here. Okay, I'm going to be quiet a minute. Okay. Okay. So I'm working with this man, and he can't hold a job. He can't hold a job. And we clear all the reasons why he can't hold a job, all the conscious things that we can think of as to, why is he not holding a job? What percent is he open to working? What percent is he open to being hired? You ask all those very specific things. Then you want to get a little bit deeper, and you want to say, what's the payoff for him not working? What percent is he getting paid off for not working? Is it physical payoff, mental, emotional, spiritual, psychological? All those are great questions. And for this person, it's very psychological, because this person thought that, and he's been a king in many lifetimes. He hasn't worked. So it's like he's always waiting for other people to do everything for him. So you have to go in and say, okay, this is a payoff. You're getting a payoff. There was it just opens up more stories, but this is a good story for an example for a payoff. On a personal level, if I feel like something should be cleared and I'm just really confused, I'm going to ask, how am I benefiting, which is the next thing we're going to talk about. How am I benefiting from this not happening? Or is there someone else benefiting from this not happening? Let's say your friends think that you doing SRT is a bunch of malarkey, and your work suffers for it. So it's not you benefiting, but it's all your friends that are benefiting, or your family that's benefiting from not having you be successful. Isn't that interesting? And then I know. And then you want to make sure that you clear the contract. So I've just woven in all 3 of these things.
Oh, contract.
Yeah. So you want to make sure then that you have, and most contracts are sacred. Most contracts, Carolyn Mace talks about sacred contracts, and
Yeah.
she really sees that most contracts are sacred. I think that vows are sacred also. Agreements can be sacred. And so sometimes being more successful than your friends is a contract that you maybe had made, or a vow that you had made that you wouldn't ever go beyond who you are, who they think you are. Yeah, it's just kind of an interesting thing. And the other thing that I have found around that, and you guys are going to have to stop me because once I get going, is that sometimes we, in another iteration, are blocking ourselves, and that blows my mind. So, I'll look on, I'll be directed to chart 3, or I'll go to chart 3 and I'll say, where's this block? What is going on here? And who is blocking? Beings are blocking. Am I blocking myself here? Absolutely. You're one of the beings. And so then you've got to go into forgiveness. And you've got to deeply forgive yourself. And I think a practice of deep self-forgiveness should be something that we do daily. It will change your life. After 30 days, it will absolutely change your life. And, not just in the morning, but anytime something comes up that's ugly, that we have said, that we have told ourselves, forgive it. Just keep it up. Keep up the forgiveness. That's a good thing. Okay. Was that too much?
No. I have lots more questions. Yeah.
Okay, go girl, go.
Well, no, because and I have to be careful, because then I get down on SRT going, then I can't go. There's a backfire very similar to what you're saying, because I'm like, but then I can't go out there, because if it's not working, and then I can't go out there and it doesn't work, and then I'll leave it. Yeah, right. So yeah, I put myself in a corner, right?
Right.
And I'm just, and I've done day after day, month after month, clearing myself, how much the Akashic records left, how much blah, blah, blah. And it wasn't until actually, it's just another layer. I was meditating and I got these, and sometimes I get they're almost like dreams, but I have no idea what they're about, but there's stuff like movies that are happening, going through, and I just let it go and just keep letting it go. But there were a couple where I'm going to be really, really vulnerable here, that one of them, I've been in a mystery school for over 5 years. And so there's a Divine Mother meditation that someone leads on Sundays. And she said, we're going to do it differently this time. Look in her eyes. And so the different masters that we work with, like Babaji, I can see, but a lot of them
stay focused, babe, stay focused. What's the question?
So what ended up getting information in my meditations that led me to say, there's a judgment that I have about myself based upon a past life that won't allow me to move forward.
Gotcha. Okay, good. Okay, stay with that. Just stay with that. Everybody breathe. We're all going to breathe. And so I'm looking here on chart 3, and I'm getting the point on chart 3 that says Ascended Master. Okay. And I'm going to use a number chart, and I'm going to ask everyone to check themselves at this moment and just ask, how many lifetimes have I shown up as an Ascended Master? Not necessarily, obviously not on this planet, but how many lifetimes have I shown up as an Ascended Master? Single digit, double digit. Tate, I think we've cleared you already of that. And so Lauren, what'd you get?
I'm not there yet. Sorry, I was just checking to make sure that I'm clear enough to even ask the question.
Oh, you are. Trust. Trust.
Yeah,
trust.
that's a big part of it, right?
That's a big part of it. How many,
So,
what numbers do we have around here? What everybody else?
it's more than 10.
More than 10. Okay, from Erica, we got 21.
I got 4 digits.
4 digits. Woo, baby. Okay. Viviana, what'd you get?
30.
30. Okay. Okay. Lauren.
Well, it's saying it's more than 3 digits.
More than
Yeah,
3
and
digits.
that's my other validation right there.
The sneeze.
Huh?
The sneeze.
Well, no, it's like an energetic thing that comes through me that makes my body do what it does. It looks like a sneeze or something, or a tick or something like that, but it's not. So
Okay.
more than it's
It's
3
okay. It
digits.
won't matter. Won't matter. So I want everyone to breathe. Everybody breathe. And drop in, just drop in. Now, this is where we trust, and we really trust. We really let go, let God. Let go, let spirit, let go, let divine. Okay. I want everyone to repeat this. You can mute yourselves if you want. I deeply forgive myself
Deeply forgive myself
for all the lifetimes in which I currently am an ascended master. For all the lifetimes in which I currently am an ascended master. I deeply forgive myself for any instructions that I handed out in ignorance. I deeply forgive all that supported me. I deeply forgive all that betrayed me. I deeply forgive any hurt and harm I perpetrated on others. I ask to release all the beings that followed my ignorance back to their own origins of unconditional love. I ask to flush all of them with healing streams of grace. And so it is. And we can, I've just asked if is anyone running Ascended Master anymore, and I'm getting no. And at some point in time, even now, you can just ask how many digits of beings just got cleared. And I'm asking for the whole tribe, and I'm getting 80 digits of beings got cleared. I mean, that's freaking profound. And that Ascended Master, Lauren, that'll trap us. That'll stop us. That will, that will limit our trust, because we've done this before. We've been here. We've had other modalities, not just SR, but we've had other modalities, and obviously you do too. And so, how can I trust? How can I trust? And basically, how can you not? How can you not trust? So I'm going to have.
I get paralyzed. I'm terrified.
You're
Mine
terrified.
is so pronounced.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. So do you mind if I use you for an example, Lauren?
I don't mind at all. I'd really appreciate the help, because the beings also are affecting me too, because I'm an empath. So it's all getting messed up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You know, do I talk about that? No. Do I go to the benefit? Okay. So I'm going to go to chart 1 and I'm going to ask, how is Lauren benefiting from being paralyzed, frankly, from being paralyzed? And they're showing me chart 4 and they're showing me self-punishment. And so, okay, were there more? Okay. So how does she benefit from punishing herself? How is it that she's benefiting from punishing herself? And they're showing me 10B. So I'm going to 10B and experiences the process. Okay, now may I? Okay, good. So what, Lauren, I want you to say, I love my ego.
I love my ego.
I love my shadow.
Oh God, I love my shadow.
I love my soul.
I love my soul.
And my spirit is in control.
And my spirit is in control.
Okay, good. So I'm going to just talk to your spirit right now. Okay.
Okay.
So I want you to say, Spirit, am I? Say it right now. Spirit, am I am spirit.
Spirit am I am spirit.
Okay, good. So now I'm going to just talk to your spirit. So I'm going to say, Spirit, Lauren, spirit. We love you. And you are bright and you are beautiful and you are big. You are as expansive as the sun. So when you came in to experience this cleanup, this huge cleanup that you're doing in this lifetime, you forgot that it can be accomplished. You forgot that you can have an end game. Take a breath. Just take a breath. You forgot you can be free, spirit, Lauren, spirit. And I want you just to allow yourself the idea of freedom. Just allow it, breathe it in, breathe in the idea of freedom. Now I'm going to check her ego and I'm going to ask how much the ego is 100% involved in thinking. And in fact, even her high self committee is involved in thinking that she has to experience this pain, this suffering, this sorrow, that she has to experience it to even have this lifetime be a benefit. And that's just a bunch of malarkey. It's not true. It's a lie. And all of our guidance is clearing you right now like you don't even know. It's very exciting. Okay, good. All right, now, is there any benefit left for Lauren to be punishing herself? No. Is there any benefit left for her ego to be punishing her and holding that? No. Is there any benefit left to think that she has to continue to experience suffering over and over and over again? Is there any desire to suffer? And I'm getting no, no, no. Now, are there contracts and sacred contracts? Yes. Yes. So we all have ideas of contracts. We all know contracts. And I have been working on Vladimir Putin, obviously not to the end game that I would like to see, but there it is. I've been praying I think of him as a baby and I pray for him that way. So the contracts and sacred contracts for Lauren, they're already starting to clear, but so chart one, where are we going to go to take a look at these? Okay. Oh, geez. Okay. So on my chart 1, I've written ego. and it directed me to ego. And so the ego, you made a sacred contract with the ego. You made a sacred contract with the ego. When and where and how did this happen? Give me more information, por favor. Okay, 6A. Okay, so there's a lot of fear here. You've got a contract with fear. Okay. Ugh. That's a lot. Okay, Lauren, I want you to say out loud, I release all beliefs, perceptions, and judgments
I release all beliefs, perceptions, and judgments
that this lifetime had to be wrapped around fear.
that this lifetime had to be wrapped around fear.
That I would learn more from fear.
That I would learn more from fear.
I release all need and desire to believe this to be true.
I release all
Need
needs
and desire.
desires with the need for this to be true.
I now completely believe
I now completely believe
and instruct my subconscious mind to believe.
and instruct my subconscious mind to believe.
Instruct my conscious mind to believe.
Instruct my conscious mind to believe.
And instruct my unconscious mind to believe.
And instruct my unconscious mind to believe
That who I am
that who I am
is a divine spiritual being
is a divine spiritual being
with a divine spiritual purpose.
with a divine spiritual purpose.
And I am supported absolutely
And I am supported absolutely
with grace,
with grace,
with honesty,
with honesty,
with truth,
with truth,
and with love.
and with love.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Okay. Okay. So the level of trust, all I can do is talk to you about what I do for that. And I listened, of course, I learned from Eckhart Tolle. I learned from a person named Muji. And I sit, I breathe, and I realize that truly spirit and we are one. You know, it's like, yeah, we say that in our prep to work, and spirit and I are one. A lot of times people blow it off, but it's just the truth. And when you can just let go and let that truth happen, I think there will be change. But I'm still getting, like right now, everybody's seeing this. Everyone's seeing what I'm seeing. You don't believe this for a minute. So does anyone else want to pop in here and say anything? I don't want to, no? Okay, so what I'm getting is
What can I just add? It's like I have these two opposing forces. I agree with what you say, but I have an opposing force that says exactly the opposite, which gets me in the place of being paralyzed.
Okay, here we go. There is something called an absolute universe. And Lauren, look at me for a minute. This absolute universe is where we originate from. And there is no opposite there. Everyone works well together. Everyone has the right job. Everyone is fed. Everyone is housed. We are all spiritually growing. And you know it. You know this to be true. Am I right? Everyone on this, everyone studying this work knows that there is an absolute universe that actually created this polarity universe.
Yes, that's true.
You know, because we sit and we say there ought not be fires in New Mexico. There ought not be war. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is child's play. These people are human beings. We're just freaking idiots. What is going on? And so we know we've been to another location. We know a different truth. And it's from that truth that we do the healing work. You cannot do healing work in polarity. That's the truth. I mean, that would be like trying to solve a dispute on the playground with two children saying yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Not going to happen. But you go to that absolute, you go to that knowing, and you move yourself out of that polarity.
Yes, while I'm doing healing, but what happens when we're back here living life?
Oh, good, good. This is a practice. This is a practice. This isn't like, there's nothing I can do to clear you to have you practice this more. This is your practice. This is going to be your presencing practice. And let me just see. Okay. So I think that you were one of, well, I'm getting that you were one of the beings that actually put together the polarity universe. So that's why you're kind of like really into this, yes, no thing, or, this kind of thing. And we don't need you to do that anymore. Nobody, we don't need you to do that anymore. It's just not necessary. And I want you to play with this. And forgiveness, like, oh my gosh, I just need to forgive myself. I just threw myself under the bus again. That's a horrible saying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, not a great one. Okay. So, all right, just breathe in right now for us. Just breathe in. We all want to know, how are you doing?
Well, it feels wonderful to be able to say it and feel validated. And it's like, I'm not just doing it wrong or feeling crazy.
You are so not wrong. And then the other thing too, is that constant pursuing, that constant, just like, can you imagine, it's like your high self committee, and you're pulling on their arm and you're saying, come on, make this happen, make this happen, make this happen. and it's just like, get away from me, kid, you're bothering me, that kind of thing. And so it's like, okay, all right. So all the prayers I put out, all the work that I do for other people, all the work that I do for myself, I hand it over to spirit. And it might be another iteration you might have been clearing all these iterations of yourself. All along. In fact, I'm just going to ask, you've got so many iterations of yourself. So we talk in SRT, past life, future life, parallel life, yada, yada, yada. Well, truly, it's probably all happening simultaneously. But that's like so much for someone to try and grasp when they're beginning. So anyway, you've got all these iterations of yourself. And first and foremost, I'm going to give a general clearing, ask for a general clearing everything that can be cleared without research for all of the iterations of Lauren, all these hundreds of iterations of who you are.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
They're leaving.
Yeah.
They're being released. Good job, you. Good job. Okay. You're down to 0. So make this lifetime special. And trust that any prayers that you've put out and any clearing that you've put out, it's there. It's there. It's present. And yeah. Oh, goodness. Yes. Talk to us, Erica.
I want to say that this is so amazing because I asked that if I have worked in the creation of neutrality universe, which is the opposite of polarity. And I have done some investigation on my soul's purpose, and it always takes me to neutrality, to support neutrality, to help people to create neutrality or to see things from a neutral perspective. And as souls, we incarnate in this body, I believe, and to learn, right? We just
Right.
left. And one of the things we do as humans is to learn from the opposite. So what is the best way for Lauren to learn about neutrality if it's not from the polarity opposite? So it's so beautiful what is happening today for me, because she was in the total opposite, and she has come all the way to neutrality now. She just needs to embrace it and embody this new way of seeing things.
I think it's already happened. I mean, look at how much more mellow the woman looks. You know, I mean, it's just like, yeah. And how I do that, or how I find myself doing that, is just like what Erica's saying, is just like, okay, so what truth is in this? Where's the truth in this? Whatever statement it is. That's Byron Katie. You know, you guys, we are living in such an amazing time period where all these teachers are accessible to us online. I mean, my goodness, we're lucky, you know, or, you know, books. I am an avid reader too, but still just this whole, oh, who do I want to hear today? It's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting. So Alma, you're so quiet and we can't see you. So how's all this going for you?
Oh, sorry about that. It's been great. Thank you so much, Lauren, for being willing to share.
Yes.
Thanks, Alma.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And Jeannie, any questions or any thoughts? Any, you want to share anything?
No, that was beautiful. That was really nice. Thank you both for walking through that. I also, one thing I checked was to see if we were connected in some way, Lauren, and I checked to see, and I saw that we were in the same soul family. So that was kind of interesting.
There is divine order in all
Yes,
of it
there
somehow,
is.
some way.
Yes, there is. But that was an interesting thing. So
Yeah.
thank you
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
clearing that for us.
Yeah, right. Thank you for clearing that for us. I like that. I like that. I know when you think about doing that deeper work, how many beings you are clearing, it's very exciting. Viviana, do you have any input here that you'd want to share?
I'm amazed. I'm amazed. I am trying to calm down. But thank you, Lauren. I think you have spoken for many.
Well, thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah. And just really trust that all those prayers that you put out there, they are not for naught, you know, they are really doing something, and they're, you know, and you can even, every time you get validation from Spirit's like, yeah, we got it. Might not be in this lifetime, but we got it for you. Right? Yeah.
So
I just wanted to add, Jan.
Oh, yes, please. I'm sorry, Tate.
So, oh no, it's okay. Just kind of witnessing, you know, how you were working, Jan. And I think we all knew, even after the clearing, that there was still something, you know, just that still kind of feeling like the clearing wasn't done.
Right.
And I just, you know, I feel like you're just so good at like presencing, like not just rushing on to something else.
Right.
And, you know, taking that time, because like, you know, the iterations, you know, that was it. That was kind of felt like it was the key that Lauren needed to let the, you know, for the clearing to kind of wash over and apply.
Yeah.
And I just know, like, for me as a practitioner, sometimes I just kind of get rushed or hurried, and it's just reminding, you know, just that remembering to slow it down and just really feel into the other person's energy, and, you know, wanting it to feel like the clearing is done.
Right.
And not, you know. So thank you. That was, and thanks, Lauren.
I have my pendulum I always have my pendulum here. And so and I looked at Lauren, I was just like, are we, and so in my mind's eye, Spirit, are we done? No. Okay, what do we got? But it's just like, so, I obviously, everybody uses their intuition. We all use our intuition. And also I just adore having this tool that helps me support my intuition. Yeah. So,
My other question, Jan, back to when you were working on the benefit
yeah.
program and when you started the spirit to spirit talking.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved that. And so did you just kind of, your intuition was telling you there's not something on a chart right now that needs to be cleared? It was just the spirit that just was your intuition.
Yeah, definitely. And it's been described to me, and this is really kind of cool that our spirits are like this amazing sun, just amazing. And to slow down, to come into a human body, to come into this vehicle, that's when we create the soul. So it's the slow down version of spirit. It's that quieting, it's that little bit. And so I wanted to talk to the big Lauren. I wanted to talk to all that this being is. And sometimes our spirit just, wants to push that soul. And the soul is like, I know I can fly, but I'm not lifting off. What's going on? And so sometimes we just have to talk to the spirit and just say, Spirit, we're in this human form right now. And, let's be here. Let's be here now. I had to use it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thanks for the input. Thank you.
I have a question. So, because this came up in Alma's in our group and the people the class that I took. Anyway, what's the difference and how do you align? So when we do the prep to work, it's like spirit and high self committee, and any other divine beings to make sure they're in alignment. But I got called on it by my group about, I don't think you're in alignment with your soul. And it was true in my mind, I didn't think about my soul. So how do you differentiate that? And do you incorporate that when you're doing prep to work?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's a really great question. And I think it takes a moment. I think it really does take our presencing. And so Spirit and I are one. We work as a team. That can be a flippant prayer. It can be just like a throwaway line. But when you bring it in and you realize that soul, spirit, oh my God, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, psychological, the whole auric field, everything that we are, all the iterations that we are in whatever moment we are in, and we're wanting to bring that energy in. And I have used, and Tate knows this, but I have used, I usually use a pyramid, a visualization. I have the client visualize the pyramid, and they bring all of their energy in. Wow. And then we think and we bless and we align all of the beings that are working with us. And we give, anytime, day or night, thanking all your helper beings is awesome. And then always, I really am doing this a lot more now on chart 3, where I'll say, where's the weakest link of a person's high self chain? And so if some of your angels are hanging out in the discarnate realm because they want to clean up on aisle 9, you want to make sure that those angels get cleared, educated, and released to their own right and perfect location. And it might be that they want to stay with the discarnates. They want to be working on that level of consciousness. Their choice. They don't need to be your guardian angel if they're working on that level, unless there's a piece of you that is in that level and they're trying to grab you back. Is that too much? Was that too much?
No, totally get it.
Okay. All right. So yeah, where's the weakest link of my whole high self committee, the whole high self chain? And I know that everybody here is well off chart 3. And that's in Venezuela. They taught to that. They taught way off chart 3. And so we can easily trust that. In fact, I've asked Spirit, how many miles do we have on chart 3? And is that single digit double? 7 miles on chart 3. So, our conscious mind has expanded so much in the past many years that SRT began. Yeah. So, everybody right now, everyone's helper beings. So I use chart 3 to make sure that all the helper beings are in alignment. I use the pyramid also to make sure that all that I am is there. And then, Spirit and we are one. We all work as a team. We have to be clear and neutral conduits of our essence is what I say, but a lot slower. I know, Viviana, we're coming up on the end here, and that's why I said, but I say it a lot slower.
Is there anything else do you want to share with us?
Oh my gosh.
This is just an hour. Oh no.
Oh yeah, unfortunately.
Well, any other questions or thoughts or?
Mm-hmm.
How do you incorporate like the contracts and there's so much that you said. How do you incorporate it within the charts? I heard you say you added ego to chart 1.
Oh man, I have I do this a lot, so a lot of it stays up here. But truth be told, baby, I have added a whole lot on chart 1. I could actually have a second chart 1 because I want my high self committee to be able to direct me wherever I need to go. I use other charts. I use this big monster. This is called the pendulum charts, and it's Dale Olson. I have one story. I'll have one story for you because this is about trust. Okay, Lauren? All right, everybody. So Dale's a friend of mine. There's over 150 charts in this sucker. And he showed up and he said, I need you to proofread these and I need it by Friday. And it was like a Tuesday. And he had all these papers, none of them in order. I'm supposed to proofread all of them. And so of course I said, Spirit, can we do this? Can we even do this? And I got a big yes. Okay. So I'm telling you, I just sat there in such alignment and breathing and alignment and, using my hand, which chart needs work, And I was directed to, I don't know, I think he said I was probably 26, 27 errors. Isn't that fun? And that was just like, okay. And then I have Dale's book. I have that book on my chart 1. So I'm directed there rarely, but I'm directed there. And when I'm directed there, I don't memorize these charts. They're not like my heart, like the SRT charts, but it blows my mind because I get directed to the exact words that Spirit needed, that high self comedian needed to tell that person. It always blows my mind when I go to Dale's book because it's just so spot on. So that was fun. And that was kind of my tipping point with really trusting the work. Cause that was maybe, 10 years ago or something, but it was like my tipping point because frankly, there were my first years, I didn't trust either, Lauren. I was just like, what? Come on. What are you're telling me this story about this past life with an uncle and blah, 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 you know, and then inevitably that client would call me back and say, I don't know what you did. I really have no idea what we did in that session, but I can't tell you how much my life has changed. And so Spirit just kept saying, okay, keep going, keep going, keep going. And so that's what I'm saying to you, keep going.
Need one of your classes. When you speak and the way that you're speaking, it's so, to me, it feels so much more expanded. You know, it's, and someone else has said to me, it's like, you're not just someone who swings a pendulum, and it's not just about the charts. There's this relationship that gets developed with spirit and the trust factor. And I think that because I was a therapist for 18 years, I had it in that venue, but I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
I'm really struggling to kind of like find my ground, and I so admire you. And
Thank you. Thank you.
and that's an understatement just within this last hour about how you worked and the insights that you get, and that I know you get for yourself and your clients and everything else that you do that makes such a difference. And that's what my heart yearns for.
Okay. All right. Well, then I better teach more classes, Viviana. I got to teach more classes.
Yes, you bet.
All right. All right. Well, thank you all. Thank you all so much.